and you are. We are Citizen Outbreak. Welcome to the podcast.
What happened here? You good?
1 second.
We're good. We're on. We're live. We're recording. Welcome to another episode of Citizen Outbreak. Again, people, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Go out there and buy a game for your loved one at citizenoutbreak.com.
It's a very romantic. It's a very romantic gift.
Just imagine, Matthew, your loved one, the person that you love, gives you this game, the Citizen Outbreak game. How much would you appreciate that?
I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. You know,
It's the gift that you could play.
brings people together.
Spend a night in. Have a glass of wine.
Have
Play
some
the game.
chicken nuggets and caviar.
Chicken. Did you get the chicken nuggets and caviar?
Did you get it?
I went on. I was ready too late. I didn't time it properly.
I forgot to set the timer and I didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
You know,
really
there's this store downtown. It's funny. I was talking to her. Called the Balloon Saloon. It's in Tribeca. It's really it's a great place. I don't know if you've ever been in there, but they have all over. The family owns the building, and they do all kinds of really cool stuff. But they sell a lot of like tchotchkes. I'm big into tchotchke, but they have like toys from the '80s in the back. Like it's really cool, and they have, you know, like the WWF rings, the what were the WWF, all the great toys, the Pee Wee Herman dolls.
The old wrestlers?
Yes, but not for sale. Not for sale. They're just like, no, but point is
Not
like
Not like the ones I have here. You guys.
no, fantastic. But you would appreciate this store and the people that own it. They're great people. But point is, I was looking at I showed them the chicken nugget thing because I was looking at it when I went in there. We were talking, and the point is, I saw the time because you went on the website and it was the countdown, and I forgot to put it on the calendar alert. So when you posted the sold out thing, I was really bummed because she said she told her daughter, she's like, hey, this is a great that's how they buy. That's going to be a great souvenir, that memorabilia piece.
Yeah, memorabilia piece. Why not? It's good. I have a lot of memorabilia back here.
Yeah, I'm building.
I know you can't really see it because it's a little blurred out, but I got.
No, but he's got the whole ring, the old school WWF ring with all the old school rubber play. Yeah, I know you do. I'm talking about you. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some topics. Did you see or hear what was going on in El Paso today?
I heard the pilot talking to the tower.
So, out of nowhere, I don't know if did you get the news alert, because I got a news alert, and then I was actually driving in the car, and I listened to it on the radio because I didn't understand what was going on. My when I got a news alert, my friends sent me a text message, and I was kind of like, El Paso, okay, whatever, and I didn't really read it. And then I was in the car listening to the radio, and they're like, yeah, El Paso Airport is shut down for 10 days. I'm like, what do you mean the airport's shut down for 10 days? Now, have you ever been to El Paso?
I don't. I've been around a lot of places in Texas. I haven't landed in the El Paso airport, but I heard the pilot talking to the whole exchange that was online.
All right, so what did you hear?
He was landing, and she's like, "Just a heads up, if you don't get out of, we're closed for the next 10 days." And he's like, "You're telling me you're closed for the next 10 days?" He's like, "That's what I'm telling you."
Right.
I mean,
so
it was the pilot to the pilot. It sounded odd. He's like, "What do you mean you're closed for the next 10 days?" And she's like, "That's all I know."
It's odd. It's the first time that an airport has been shut down for, more than a day, 2 days, since 9/11, the day after 9/11.
I think with the drones, there was some, wasn't there some airspace?
Not for more than a couple hours.
Right. Oh, so when was this, by the way?
When? El Paso?
Yeah.
Today.
Well, so it hasn't been a couple days.
Well, no, because what happened was, let's talk about it, Matthew. Let's talk
Rudy,
about
fill
it.
us in. Fill us in.
All right. First of all, El Paso. Have you ever been to El Paso? You said no. I have never been to El Paso either, but I do have a friend from El Paso, so I know El Paso a little bit. Actually, I have two friends from El Paso. The closest, first of all, El Paso's, you look over, the border's right there. Mexico's right there.
Oh, yeah.
There's another airport on the other side, like right there. That airport was not shut down, the one that's in Mexico.
Mhm.
Number two, I believe there's an army base or an air force base or something like that, military base. We'll call it military base.
Ours or Mexico's?
Ours, right next to this airport.
Okay.
Okay. Also, if you were flying or trying to get out of El Paso, the only other airport, the closest other airport to you is about 5-6 hours away. So
I'm
if
just looking
you're
on the map.
traveling and you're like, oh, you're not flying out for 10 days, you're shit out of luck.
Wow.
So, all right. So we got that out of the way first. Okay, Matthew. Then what happens is people start asking questions. Why is it shut down? Nobody's talking. Why is it shut down? Why is it shut down?
Did they say that it was a drone?
Afterwards, they said that they shot down a drone that was
In the
flying
airspace.
over the border.
Right.
Okay, but you don't shut down an airport for 10 days for shooting a drone.
The announcing of a 10-day closure, right? That's a strange deal. And that's what sounded weird to the pilot. He's like, what are you talking about?
That means that they knew something. That something prolonged, or they didn't know, or there was a time period of something that was going to happen. Now, I don't know if I would have made the call, hey, let's shut down for 10 days. I would have been like, all right, we're shutting down for 6 hours. Nobody's flying in, nobody's flying out. The airspace is closed. Then
Yeah.
extend it.
Well, what I
And
think
extend it.
you do that if you want to get a reaction, because it's a big signal, right? Like El Paso's closing down for 10 days. That's a big thing that people are going to talk about. So,
well, that's what happened. People started talking, and people
right,
had
but
questions, and they're like, why? And we didn't get an answer, but they lifted it. So now it's not going to be closed for 10 days.
Well, they must have achieved whatever they wanted to achieve by announcing its closure.
All right, so let's talk about what the possibilities could have been.
Yes.
What could have been?
Well, the Mexico's right there. Could be. We're using that airspace to do some stuff. So I think you probably would have heard of that also.
Cartels?
Could be.
Could be a cartel thing. I heard that we maybe an Iran thing, meaning that there's some Iran people close to the border. Who knows? Air to surface missiles. It could be a lot of things. Maybe because the base is right there, that maybe when something goes on and you have to get a lot of the military together, and they didn't want to,
Yeah, it could be a whole bunch of stuff, but to announce for 10 days, the pilot, it didn't sound like it was normal protocol to the pilot. Pilot was like, "What do you mean 10 days?"
It's not normal protocol to anybody.
Like they don't put a window on it. Typically, like I don't think during 9/11 they didn't say, "Well, we're closed for the next 10 days." They just said we're closed.
Secretary Sean Duffy said that the NOTAM was issued after a cartel drone entered U.S. airspace. Quote, "The threat has been neutralized and there is no danger to commercial travel in the region."
Oh, good.
You're telling me it took them 10 days to figure this out?
I
It took
think
them a couple hours.
Well,
this was at 10:51 a.m. They shut it down a couple hours before.
I think announcing the 10 days is the odd thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. Could be anything. But they know that things, it's not that they're sitting around and say, shit, how did people find out that we closed it? They obviously did something that's a little bit conspicuous. So usually I would say that that is part of whatever they're doing, I would think. I don't think they're just doing it by mistake. I hope not.
It's bizarre, 10 days, because everything that I'm seeing right now in the news is cartel drones, cartel drones, cartel drones. But for 10 days, that's what I just said. You shut it down for a couple hours, you get the drones. If you don't get the drones, then you extend it for another couple hours.
Well, I don't think I don't know that you ever put a wrapper on it. You just say it's closed until further notice.
Until further notice. There you
That's
go.
all.
Until further notice.
Right. So the 10-day thing was odd.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll watch.
I don't think we're going to hear anything about this.
You think they're doing anything?
Were flying around in New York and New Jersey. One day they were here, the next day they were gone.
That shit was weird.
We still don't know why. Nobody's talking about it. We never saw them again, and it was going on for a couple weeks.
There were some good. There were some good rabbit holes on that one.
Yeah, and we still don't know. They were here 1 minute, then they were gone the next, and we haven't seen any drones flying around since. I mean, up until these drug cartel drones.
No, remember? And there were people like chasing them down.
Yeah.
And then there were people that found one and reached out to the drone company.
Yeah.
I remember people were all.
Drones, did you see in the Winter Olympics, the skier was coming down and the drone fell right behind him, almost hit him in the head?
No, I didn't see that.
But
That's crazy.
See coming down and hit his woo-woo.
I saw that. I like that. French, what was that real?
I think that was real.
The announcer was amazing.
You said he was in French.
Francois Bernard, oui, oui. Like, it was funny. Shit, huh?
Oui, 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 oui.
How about Lindsey Vonn, though?
Lindsey Vonn, terrible. But I mean, what was she doing coming down? She had ACL.
Look, man, look, Lindsey Vonn is tougher than the whole crop of guys that we're sending out there right now. This whole generation that's going out there. I saw it today. There's the one guy that's crying about his breakup with a girlfriend. He's like,
he came out on live TV and said, I cheated on my girlfriend.
Right. So they got one guy, then they got another guy that's saying he's being victimized because of his anti-ice. I mean, this is really.
No, fuck ice.
Right. This is some really weak shit. Lindsey Vonn is like the soul. Like when I saw Lindsey Vonn going up there, it made me feel good.
Right. But what's the difference between Lindsey Vonn and these guys besides her being a woman?
Well, it's a generation.
She's much older than them.
That's what I'm saying. The new generation sucks.
You don't maybe Lindsay's against what's happening in the United States, but she knows she's not going to talk about it.
Look,
under those circumstances, but
there's ways to, that kid, whoever he was, that got the whole thing popped off.
Hunter Helm?
Is that who he is? He was sitting there saying how it's a complicated thing to be there representing America. I mean, it's gross. It's like it's not about. Yeah, he's got the right to do it. That's all good. And everybody should speak their mind. But it's like you're out there. Never mind that it's an idiotic and it's a position that's been given to him. But it's really lack of self-awareness. I don't like it. I don't like it. And
you're there to compete for your country. Then if you're wearing that American flag, forget about what's going on. Like, you support America. When you come back to the United States. And you have your platform because you won a gold medal or a silver medal or bronze, then you have your platform. Then you could talk about it once you. But when you're there and you're on international soil, even on our soil during the Olympics, then you are performing.
You're representing America,
and you're representing us.
You saw Mike Ruzioni. I sent he put when that kid made the statement. Ruzioni put that clip from the Miracle. The name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody cares who this kid. I mean, there's a story.
I don't give a shit about the story. I don't like him. I don't like any of this new crop. I like Lindsey Vonn. I like Ruzioni.
The funny thing, the last Olympic athlete that we had with balls was Jenner. Bruce Jenner.
Jenner was amazing. Jenner's still good. Jenner's out there, calling it like it is. He's just wearing a dress.
And he still has his balls.
He still has his balls.
There
And
we
he
go.
still loves and he still loves America.
He still loves
let him
America.
wear a dress.
Exactly. All right.
But
Speaking of
Lindsey
America,
Vonn was amazing. I hope she gets better fast.
I hope she gets better fast. Lindsey Vonn get better fast. Okay, speaking of America,
Yeah.
Matthew, I want to talk to you about the SAFE Act. Do you want to tell people out
The
there
Save
what
America Act?
the SAFE Act? Is it the
Oh,
Save America Act? No, the
I thought
SAFE
it
Act.
was Save.
Is it Save?
Check if it's Save or Safe.
Maybe it is Save.
I thought it was Save.
It is Save. Sorry, Save. You're right. You know what it is? I can't read my own handwriting, Matthew.
I can't read my own handwriting either, by the way.
Some people I say I write like a doctor. I say, you know what it is when I was younger, I was playing basketball and I broke 2 of my fingers, and I can't write properly. And on top of breaking it, when I was snowboarding, I broke them again. So they're like a little twisted. It hurts when I write. But anyway, Save America Act.
Right.
This is right. You want to tell people what the Save America Act is?
Yeah, I do. So it's the it's the voter ID. It's that you just need to. You have to give voter ID when you show up to vote in federal elections. Yeah, I'm just looking at the details. But okay, so voter ID, and it passed the House. Now it goes to the Senate. But it basically, forever, it's really crazy. The argument has been that it's racist to ask for ID because black people, they never define the position. It's like on immigration. They don't say they're anti this or that. They just allude to things and keep it a moral thing. They make some kind of abstract moral thing. But the moral argument is that it's racist to demand ID to vote because not everyone has access to ID. So by using racist, they're saying that black people don't have access to get identification. It's nonsense. I'm shocked that it passed. It's still got to get through the Senate.
It's in Senate. It's going to Congress.
Yeah, but I'm shocked that it made it this far.
All right, Matthew, I'm gonna explain something to you.
Yeah, explain.
In order to go on an airplane, you need to show ID.
Yeah, now you need digital. You need this smart ID.
Yeah. In order to drive a car, or a motorcycle, or a boat, you need a driver's license.
To buy cigarettes.
To buy cigarettes, to buy alcohol, you need to show ID. My kids, when they go into school, they need to show their ID.
Yeah.
When you go to a bank to open up a bank account, you need to show ID. When you go to cash a check, you need to show ID. Sometimes when you're depositing something, they also ask you for ID.
Right.
Do you know what an I-9 form is?
What's an I-9 form?
So an I-9 form is if you're working in the United States of America, you have to fill out an I-9 form to work for a company. And if you don't fill out the I-9 form, then you can forget about working. Because if the Department of Labor comes to the office of the employer and finds that the I-9 form has not been filled out or submitted to payroll, then there's I think a couple $1,000 fine. Also, if this form is touching any of the other documents related to the employee, it has to be separately filed. But if that form is touching, that's another fine. So I believe it was, I think it was Ronald Reagan that introduced this form, but it wasn't really enforced. Nobody really cared about it until Barack Hussein Obama in 2009 focused on employer compliance. And that's when you started seeing all these fines and regulations. And there was the Obama administration shifted their focus on the enforcement towards auditing employer records and penalizing companies that knowingly hired undocumented workers rather than just targeting the workers themselves. So if you're an employee and you have people that work for you, you're screwed if you don't fill out this form.
Yeah, the onus is on you to get them to
Because the
fill out.
Obama administration increased the I-9 audits with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, aka ICE, auditing hundreds of employers to ensure compliance, signaling a tougher stance on hiring practices. You need an ID
He was
to work
racist.
in the United States of America, Matthew.
Yeah, no, he was racist.
This was Barack Obama, by the way.
He's
And
racist.
I've said it 3 times, and I'm saying it another 4th. Barack Obama
Yeah.
is the one who's making you show your ID to work in the United States of America.
Right.
So if you need an ID to work in the United States of America, if you need an ID to drive a car, a plane, a boat, a motorcycle, in New Jersey, an e-bike, some schools you need to show ID. If you're going to school, college or something, you need to have an ID. Anything. You need an ID.
Yeah, look.
Now they're saying that you don't need an ID to vote.
Well, right. So, look, I think what they should have done and what they should do, I think one thing that hurt this whole argument, and it was smart, they called it voter ID. It's all you're doing is giving a license, like you're doing in when you have to go fill out an I-9 form, when you got to go buy a 6-pack of beer, when you got to get on a plane to go from Boston to Cincinnati. You're showing ID, but by giving it voter ID, they're signaling and they're talking. It allows them to remove it from a real discussion. It allows them to talk about it in the abstract, like voter ID. All you're saying is show identification. It's the same thing that they do with guns. It's when they introduced this term assault rifle. There's no definition mechanically about an assault weapon. Like, what does that mean? The AK, the AR shoots one gun at one bullet at a time. It's no different. Doesn't function any differently than a pistol, but they call it an assault because it sounds bad. Just like voter ID, people are like voter ID. It allows them to go and call it racist when it folds on itself immediately when you talk about it for what it's just asking for license. People are like, why the hell wouldn't? There was a funny guy that walked around. Black neighborhoods, and asked every black person, "Do you have a license?" And they looked at him. They said, "Are you retarded? What are you asking me that? Like, why are you asking me if I have a license?" And like he just kept at it, and they kept saying, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Well, And then he would show them the clip of like Biden or Obama or somebody saying that it was disenfranchising or vote suppression, and they said this is crazy. CNN's been running this too. Like it's actually interesting. Across party lines, people are by a large margin favor requiring voter ID, which is obvious. I don't know why we wouldn't.
I just think it's ridiculous. In every other country, you need to show your ID to vote.
Every other developed country, votes by paper. You don't have a digital voting.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about just showing your ID.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, look, man, it's part of it. We don't. It's pretty simple, and like anybody that votes, you could go in and say you're Matthew, and vote however you want.
There's a woman in California that her dog voted.
Right.
Unbelievable. Well, I think it's bizarre, and hopefully Congress passes it because it just passed in the Senate a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
and
passed by one.
Yeah, and hopefully passes again. I just saw something that popped up. I don't know what it is. It says 6 House Republicans break with the White House to repeal Trump's Canada tariffs. House lawmakers vote to overturn President Trump's executive order that slapped a series of tariffs against Canada after GOP leadership tried unsuccessfully to stop White House. Yeah, well, Senate's going to knock this down, right?
What happened?
The House repealed Trump's Canada tariffs.
Yeah, it
Doesn't matter. It's still going to go to the whatever. You still have the Supreme Court thing about tariffs. All right. Next topic, Matthew.
Tell me.
There's a lot of snow in New York.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of people with dogs. And there's a couple people that do not pick up after their dogs.
Mm.
So the dogs are pooping on the snow.
A lot of yellow snow.
Well, this is brown snow. It reminds me, I think it was when did we have the big, was it last week or the week before the big snowstorm?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and it was after the snowstorm. I was walking in the city, and there was like brown snow, but it wasn't poop. It was snow. And I told the kid, I'm like, don't eat the brown snow. And he looked at me. He's like, what? But there's poop lining up on the snow, like on the on the mounds of snow, and it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And back, I remember there used to be signs. I don't know if they're still up in New York, like on the
pick up after your dog.
Yeah, pick up after your dog, or you're gonna get a fine.
Yeah, there used to be signs, no bike riding. No, this place is lawless. If people had any idea, there's mounds of snow, and it's just black snow. It's gross. It's like that black, brown, gray, dark shit. It's nasty. And now today was like 40 degrees, so it was melting. So today was a little slippery, but yeah, and downtown, off the FDR on Water Street, they have this whole operation. They've got this mountain of snow. That's where they're bringing it in trucks. So when you come down the FDR, it folds. There's like a backup, and they've got these trucks that are just dropping off all the snow that it picks up everywhere. But there's still, and it depends where you go. It's still a lot to do.
Still a lot of snow. And speaking of a lot of snow, your buddy Zohran Mandami.
Yeah, my buddy.
He hit another number today.
What did he do?
He's on the 19th dead homeless people number.
He's racking them up.
He's racking them up. I mean, at the rate he's going to catch up to Andrew Cuomo on deaths.
He's racking them up pretty good. But they love him. New York loves Zohran.
I mean, look, Giuliani and Bloomberg, they were all about getting rid of the homeless people. They just had a different way about doing it.
That's good. It's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible.
It's not a laughing matter. I'm sorry, I'm not making a joke about it, but it's 0 degrees outside, and normally every other mayor, even the shitty Dinkins one, would pick up and take him to a shelter or a heating station, and this guy's like, I'm good. I'm just gonna leave them outside and let them have their home because their home is outside, and I don't want to, I don't want to bring it out. And Allah.
He just asked for tax. Today he just asked Albany to pass taxes now. So now it's coming up on turkey time.
Yeah, turkey time. He could have his turkey because he's gonna have more people moving out of New York.
Yeah. But the homeless is terrible. And, the past few administrations, like de Blasio, when his humane thing, he was just first he was shoving them down into the subways. And then when the New York Post did an expose on that, his benefactors owned a lot of hotels, so he started shoving them into hotels and paying above room rates. Then when people found out about that, and there was some, and not, so I mean, the Democrats, the quote unquote liberals, have an interesting way of dealing with this issue. It's pretty. I don't think there's anything humane about it.
No, not humane at all, and
he's racking up a body count.
He's definitely doing it. All right, next, let's go on to our next topic, as I'm getting text messages from people that should remain nameless and who are really texting me from news from like hours ago that, they're like thinking they're breaking news, but they're not really breaking news. You know who I'm talking about.
Massey.
And if you listen to this podcast, you know who you are, Massey. Okay, here we go. Matthew, are you an alien believer?
Do I believe in? Do I
Not
believe in
illegal
aliens?
aliens, not illegal aliens, but ET aliens from another country. I mean, sorry, another planet.
Well, I like the answer. I'm gonna not get into the weeds here. Yes, on some level, yes, but I'm also like I don't know that they're necessarily coming from up there or out there, right? I think I'm more of like either the dimensional category or, we have some interesting stuff being talked about now about the water.
So you're like Stranger Things, like the
They-
show
they-
Stranger Things. You think
they-
they're coming from a different dimension?
Yeah, and there's really good rabbit holes to go down on the dimension stuff. That's why our CIA was doing the introduce the LSD, and it's really cool.
Like past Antarctica, the shelf.
That's another aspect of it. That's now flat Earth if we're talking about the map, which is also interesting. I love all this stuff, but the answer is. But I'm also a believer in, like, I find it interesting. Like, you're familiar with Blue Beam, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's something. When I don't know, I don't have it in front of me, but the year that they introduced the B-2 bomber, they could have told us that was from outer space. You know how futuristic that thing looked when they introduced that.
Well, there's a lot of things that they have that are futuristic that they're not telling us about that maybe came from.
Well, I mean, look at Venezuela. You talked about what was happening in El Paso. In Venezuela, they saw the soldiers coming off carrying what we were told were the soldiers that got by our guys. They were in coffee cans.
Yeah.
What the hell? And then they were playing the thing. So I mean, I don't.
The Cubans.
And now we've got AI. We've got I mean, if they wanted to, so Operation Bluebeam is the idea that in order to get everybody under central command control, like a lockdown situation, they fake or stage what looks like an alien arrival. And I think we could do that. They could certainly coordinate something like that. It wouldn't take, I don't think that would be too hard to do at this point.
Okay. Well, Matthew, United States Representative Tim Burchett says aliens could be stationed in 5 or 6 underwater bases off the U.S. coast.
Yes. That's wild.
So, like, are they at what they're at? Like, we have them on bases?
Well, so that the Earth is covered by like 90% of Earth is water, something like that, or 80% of Earth is water, or I think 80% of the Earth is ocean, or 85. Anyway, we've only explored like 5% of our ocean. So I think there's a lot there that we haven't seen, that we don't know. It's just we don't think about that as being something. I guess colloquially, we don't sit around saying like what's down there. We always think about what's up there, but maybe that's also by design. Maybe they're pointing us away from where the interesting stuff is.
So it could potentially be they could maybe water people living down in the ocean, and they come up.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
What would they be? Mermaids?
Well, there's man. Let me ask you this question. We haven't really developed. We always talk about the technology that we had in 1969. But we haven't really gotten. I don't know how much better we've gotten in terms of going to the bottom. Like pressure and everything. It's pretty tough and expensive to get to the bottom, and that's on our planet. It hasn't become so much easier for us to get down to the depths of our ocean. You would think that would be something easier, by now. I don't know.
As far as people or cameras?
Everything. I'm saying going down there, like it's an amazing statistic. Like in terms of what we've there is literally. I'm talking about like that humanity has not seen of our oceans. Like and like I'm talking about over 85% of our oceans. We don't know what's there. We haven't been there. You know, and we haven't really explored it. I'm saying there's resources down there. You think, and you think that it would be logical to think about, especially like because we need more resources.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're spending a lot of time talking about Mars and all this. We haven't even figured out everything that's going on here.
Maybe it's right below us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It also points to like, why can't we just figure out a better submarine to send down there? Like, did you see the submarine that guy went down with?
I just like pressing the button. The U.S. House passes the Save America Act, requiring proof of citizenship to vote in a narrow 218 to 213 bill. What do you think?
219 to 211. No, that's on the tariffs on Canada.
No, U.S. House passes the Save America Act, requiring proof of citizenship to vote in a narrow 218 to 213 vote. The bill now moves to the Senate.
Yeah, that passed earlier today.
No, the Senate voted.
Oh, the Senate voted?
I thought the Senate sent it back down to Congress.
I thought the House just did it. I didn't know the Senate already did it. Isn't that fast? I thought this was
right here. The House passed the Save America. The Senate. I mean, maybe I'm lost on my timeline. No, they just voted. So how did I have the news earlier?
I saw it earlier too. I saw it this afternoon.
I think they needed to fix some stuff around. Anyway, whatever. It's passed. Anyway, okay. Moving along, Matthew.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we already spent so much time on it. But Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
She testified in front of, I believe it was Congress. But have you seen
on video?
Yeah.
Her nose got a little bigger, right?
It doesn't look like her at all.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So it looked like maybe they replaced her with a different woman. It looks nothing like her.
Look, Fetterman, I think we're on version number 4 of like Fetterman.
It really looks nothing like her. Like the photo is just it's not her.
Well, I mean, look, if you believe that she's been somewhere, remember they never showed it. Like when her trial was going on, we didn't see anything. We got a whole DVD set of Johnny Depp's divorce, but we never saw. We got one still shot of her artist watercolors of her trial. Maybe so if you believe that she's had a rough couple of years, that also will change somebody. But she looked different. I saw a picture. I thought, oh, it looks different.
Way different. All right. I don't want to spend time on Epstein because we already spent so much time.
I'm with you.
All right. Next story. Kurt Cobain.
This is big.
Kurt Cobain. I remember when I heard that he suicided himself.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide, as shocking new private forensic findings question the suicide ruling.
His bandmates always blamed Courtney Love. They thought that she had him whacked.
Can I read something?
Yeah.
A new Daily Mail report cites a private forensic team analysis claiming Kurt Cobain's 1994 death was a homicide, not suicide. Key findings: heroin levels 10x typical, suggests overdose, incapacitation before gunshot, scene inconsistencies like gun placement, blood patterns, and a possible forged suicide note indicating staging. Experts like Brian Burnett and Michelle Wilkins support this in a peer-reviewed paper. However, officials maintain the suicide ruling and see no basis to reopen. And then there was a story about some drummer or something that came
David
out.
Grohl.
No, different drummer.
Yeah.
From another band or something came out. and said that somebody that offered him money. What's the wife's name?
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love came out and offered him money.
Yeah. The bandmates hated. Well, I remember like they didn't like Courtney Love, and there were a lot of people around the circle like implying that she had something to do with it. And the amount that was always talked about, that the amount of heroin that he was on, I think in order to operate that shotgun and everything, would have been difficult.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I mean, it's a weird story. I mean, he definitely was not all there, but
I don't know. I mean, the guy was super talented. He was what was he, like 27? I think he was 27. He had just, I mean, they were absolutely on the rock. They were like already iconic. They had just done that Unplugged. Remember the Unplugged?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was on top, and, kind of who knows what's true, what's not, but it's like that he and Courtney were on the rocks, and, I think she got, obviously she got control of everything after. So then there was a lot of beef between her and the bandmates.
And they're bringing it up 32 years later. It's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Why wait 32 years?
Why give it? I mean, it's been like, why is it even coming up? I don't know. What, somebody went and looked at existing evidence and said, yeah. This was it. It's something that if you look into it, since it happened, it was always like there was always like that was always part of the story.
It's
By the way, the age 27, yeah.
32 years ago, we didn't have the internet. Well, we had the internet, but we didn't have social media and all these online sleuths that are trying to uncover clues to murders or suicides and conspiracy theories and all this stuff. So to bring it up now, maybe it's just somebody going down a rabbit hole and trying to pinpoint and like, okay, this didn't happen. Maybe they're using AI now to figure out what exactly happened, and maybe there is something there, but they're not reopening up this investigation, so it's a wrap.
Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix, all 27. The 27 Club.
Wasn't there somebody else? Tupac?
I think Tupac was 24.
Are you sure?
Hold
How
on.
old was Tupac? 25.
25. Remember? I mean, how young? That's crazy that guy was that young. Like you look at
25.
I mean, we were younger. It's like Zach. It's a funny thing. Like you look at the 90210 people back then; they look like they're 40 in high school.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's that, but thinking about Tupac as 24 years old is crazy. 25. I think
Nuts.
Biggie too was like 24 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's all the topics we have for this evening. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Let me see real quick here. Wait,
hold on. I got one more.
Tell me.
The Super Bowl halftime show just passed. Did you watch it?
I missed it, actually. I was in the other room because we were taking the middle, but I missed the Bad Bunny. I saw it in replay, obviously. Thought it was
okay. So there's people that. So I think 6 million people tuned off the Bad Bunny halftime show to watch TP USA.
I heard they did well, and I saw. A lot of people said. I mean, I saw. Did you see like Jill Zarin, the Real Housewife? I don't know what the comments were, but apparently she said something negative about the show, and she got booted off of her show.
Yeah, she got booted. I don't know what she said. So I watched a little bit of TP USA, and I thought that the artists were great because it's more of like a country thing, and I like country a little bit better. But then I turned back to Bad Bunny because I just wanted to see what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And because we've talked about it. So I really wanted to see
Market research.
Market research. And I actually like the show. I thought he did a great job. As an entertainer, I think he's great. As far as him singing, I don't know if you saw when they took away somebody took away the music away and they just had him singing. His voice is terrible. But
yeah.
But I thought the show was great. He did a amazing performance. He didn't really do anything bad besides there was a couple seconds of two guys grinding up against each other. But I don't know if this was the performer that you bring in for Super Bowl this year.
Look, like I said, he's obviously a super talented guy. The guy is massive. From a commercial standpoint, I mean, there's a big argument to be made. What are you talking about? Like, this is one of the biggest guys on the planet. That's true. The arguments that it's been framed around, they're all disingenuous. Like, I don't like, that love beats hate or whatever it was. Like, I saw that. That was his big finale.
He was trying to get like little messages in, but overall there was nothing really about like ICE or
Well, no, I thought the whole
against Donald Trump.
I don't know.
He was bringing in. He did something where he brought in people from South American countries. He brought it in, and you have to think that NFL is trying to get into other countries. That's what
this whole thing is about. That's what I'm saying. But they're taking a big segment of they're taking their existing fan base, their base, for granted. I'm not and my thing is this. I told you, like, I got nothing wrong. I have nothing wrong with. I mean, for different reasons. Like, if it depends what songs. I know his library. Some of the stuff, it's incredible what he talks about, like how dirty it is. So but. What I'm saying is this whole thing about hate, love. It's a bullshit framing of the situation that's going on right now with immigration, and it's just not. It's a dishonest way of framing it, and it's intentional, and that the NFL is behind that, standing behind that. I think is bullshit. I'm not happy about that, and it's fine. He's an artist, and he's allowed to have his opinion. He's given this platform. Shit, I've got opinions that if you give me that platform, I'm going to go for it. So I don't blame him. He obviously feels passionate. He doesn't stand for the national anthem. He's got real issues about what's going on. But the NFL is standing behind what I think is a very dishonest explanation about what's happening with ICE and with immigration. I think it's bullshit. And I think that, they're big and I'll watch the games, but I think it's bullshit.
Well, you have to imagine they lose 6 million viewers, which is not a small number. I mean, yeah, they had 133 million viewers, so 6 million is not really a big number. But this was the first time TP USA did something like this, and 6 million is a huge number. I think it was the number one live show that wasn't on TV type thing.
Look, I think it probably gives them, now there's open ground here. They've for next year.
6 million become 20 million next
exactly.
year. 20 million become 40 million.
Right. I mean, next year, who knows what the issue will be.
Right.
But yeah, it's great. Look, fine.
And for the NFL, I kind of see their point of view. They've been doing more games in Europe. They're doing more games in South America. Mm-hmm. They did a game in Brazil. They did a game in Mexico City. I think they have a game going on in Paris next year. So they're trying to appeal.
Germany, it's big.
Yeah, they're trying to appeal to a larger audience. So do they take a hit in the main market while they grow in the other markets and try to, get some viewership away from?
I think they're making a bet. I think they're making a bet that those fans aren't leaving, and that the negative attention that it gets from those fans is okay, because they're not going to go. And so far they've been right, because it's the only American sport that's growing.
Yeah.
Everything else is on the slide big time. So so far they've been right. As a business decision, I think it's interesting. I think what you pointed out, next year, this is something where TP can get behind and say, look, let's throw some more muscle into this. Maybe they get some more interesting bands, and then the NFL maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but I did like the show. I thought
He's a talented guy. He's a talented guy.
Here's the one thing that bothered me about the show. I liked Ricky Martin. I know you didn't see it. Ricky Martin was part of it. I like
Un, dos, tres.
Yeah, but he didn't sing that. I think he sang some other song. What bothered me was Lady Gaga was part of it.
Right.
I had no idea what she was doing there. I have no idea.
Well, she was dancing, right?
No, she was doing a song, but
she sang? I didn't see it.
She didn't sing in Spanish. She sang in English. I have no idea what she was doing there. If you're going to go with the theme of Latino heat, then you go with Latin superstars. Why not bring what's her name from Colombia, Carol G, or bring back
because I think the theme was it was all like rainbow colored too, right? I think the theme was
not really.
Love beats hate. Yeah, everything was.
Lady Gaga. What does Lady Gaga have to do?
Love beats hate, Rudy.
You got me. I don't know. Anyway,
love beats hate.
Love beats hate, Matthew.
Yes, love.
It does. Love beats hate.
Love beats hate. Every
Courtney
time.
Love beat up hate.
Where is she nowadays?
I don't know, and nor do I care. But all right, let's wrap it up. Again, people, tell your friends we're growing. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Matthew looks great on YouTube. You should see him.
Yes, I dressed up.
He dresses up like a cowboy. Woo woo! All right. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you next week.